Hello, welcome to another video. I'm Lonnie and welcome to my channel. So today's video is about a date that I went on with an inmate. Oh my gosh, so embarrassing, but I'm gonna tell it because frankly, it is a little horrifying.
You know it's heat seeking, clear my lane like street sweeping, maintain the buzz I'm beekeeping, dropping again that's week after week after week after week, keep repeating, better keep reaching.
So basically, I worked at the bank for quite some time and I did a transaction for this gentleman when he came in, and I thought everything went smoothly. He left, but he comes back like 2, 3 hours later, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Did I like screw up your transaction somehow? Like maybe I gave him the wrong amount of cash. Like what happened? He's like, oh no, I was just wondering if I could get your number. I laughed. I smiled. I was flattered. I was like, oh my gosh, you left and thought about me so much that you doubled back? Okay, I'll give him my number. Because if it's one thing I like, it's a guy that is obsessed with me. And I was like, maybe he has the potential to be obsessed with me. I give him my number and we start texting. All he really focused on was just how, like, he thought I was just so pretty, so beautiful, la da 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 da. I'm like, thank you, you're so sweet. And after I want to say like 2, 3 days of messaging each other, he was like, let's go on a date. And I'm like, okay. So me and him are still like messaging up until like the day before. And he makes the fatal mistake of sending me a picture of him fresh from the barbershop. I was horrified. When he approached me, he had facial hair. And now he doesn't. I almost wanted him to go back to the barber and ask him to glue that thing back on his chin because I was not a fan of what I saw. But you know what? Looks aren't everything. And this guy says that he works for Intel. So I was hoping that he had a little bit of cash, a little bit, and was like smart. I was wrong. I was incredibly wrong. But moving on. So I call my friend like right before the date because I was like, I kind of don't want to go with him anymore. He shaved his facial hair, which was, I already wasn't very attracted to him in the beginning. Now I'm really unattracted to him. And on top of that, he knows where I work. He was coming to my house to pick me up, so he would also know where I lived. And I was like, that is just too much. Definitely shouldn't know where I live and where I work at. That's crazy. I get in my car and meet up with him at Pastini's. For those that don't know, if I do not care about you, I will take you to Pastini's or ask you to take me to Pastini's. It is close to my house. It has mid-level food, and it's also attached to like a couple of shopping like stores. So if he doesn't buy me something, a little bit of a red flag, but maybe I'm just doing too much. Actually, no, my standards are my standards. So anyways, I get to Pastini's and he's already seated, hug on arrival. I sit down and we're just like talking about our day. And I'm talking about my travel plans to Thailand coming up in like probably like 2 weeks. And he was like, oh, okay, I'll let the cat out of the bag. I'm going to jail. And I was like, oh, okay. And he lets me know that he is going to jail the exact day after I leave for Thailand and that he will be gone for a month. I was also going to be gone for a month. However, I was not going to be in Thailand for a full month. He then gets his wallet out and shows me his inmate card. Are you kidding? And that's the thing. I was so uncomfortable and I was like terrified of like pissing him off because I don't want to get unalived. And he let me know that the reason he is going to jail is um gun related. So it's a long story. It sounded like him and his friend were like coming home from the bar one day and they were like in a fight. And I think his friend started firing. And so I guess now both of them got to go to jail. That's what he made it sound like. I think that if he's going to jail, he probably played a bigger role in what happened than he's letting on. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, we leave Postini's and I let him know beforehand that I wanted to stop by Barnes and Noble because I just wanted to go get myself a book or something because I am recently reading up a lot on finance, that being like real estate and investments. I want to get rich. I want to make a lot of money. But so we go to Barnes and Noble and at some point there's something on like the shelf and we both end up reaching for it. And he like holds my hand a little bit. I let go. I don't think anything of it until this exact thing happens 2 more times. He just wants to hold my hand. And the thing is, I keep letting go every time, but he isn't getting the hint at all. Um, so basically, I do the little phone call thing, like I message my friend, she calls, I step out, and I tell her, he's going to jail. So this thing, I'm going to wrap it up. And I told him that I had to pick up my grandma from the airport, which I actually did. However, it was not on that day. So I technically didn't have to lie to him. Anyways, we get out of Barnes and Noble, and he just takes my hand. Okay. I am irritated. I am looking around because I don't want anyone I know to see me holding hands with him. And he's holding it tight, so I can't really just let go. He walks me to my car and he's like chewing on his gum, and I realize he has the crazy eye. And I'm like, he is gonna try to kiss me. So we get to my car and I give him a hug goodbye, and he's like, no, wait. And he tries to pull me in for a kiss. Like, ew, why can't you read the room and tell that that is not appropriate right now? And I turn my head. I'm like, I don't kiss on the first date. Are you crazy? And just got in my car, walked away. It is what it is. Now, obviously, after this, I called my friend. I let her know I was safe. And, I was trying to be like nice about the whole like jail thing, but I'm almost floored that he thought that that was something I would be okay with off the bat. And on top of that, if I am dating a white person, I do not mind dating interracially at all. However, I will not date someone of another race that is trying to be black. Tell me why this man is a failed SoundCloud rapper that is going to jail. I promise you, I can find 1,000 more of them that are black that I would more than likely actually be attracted to. But to be clear, I mean in the physical sense, because honestly, if I find out a guy is going to jail, that's kind of a turnoff. And I never in my life thought that I would have to encounter that. And on top of that, if I'm dating somebody that ends up going to jail, it better be the millionaire that's going for tax evasion. As far as that guy goes, it felt like he had no actual like date etiquette. I don't know. If a guy actually likes me, he will respect my boundaries and he's not going to try and touch me so much on the first date. On top of that, he was trying to hold my waist when we went into Barnes and Noble. That is so intimate and I don't like that at all. So I just walked out of it. But here he is trying to like initiate something that is not there or that I just deem inappropriate for the little amount of time that I've known him. So after that whole date happened, he was messaging me and basically saying, because there's a snowstorm that's supposed to come up soon, but I really want to see you again one more time before I go to jail and you go to Thailand. Let's, like, get a hotel room and I'll make sure it's near your house and we'll just hang out. Now, red flag, red flag. Because, first of all, this is someone who has proved that they do not respect boundaries. Two, what kind of message am I sending to where I would spend the night with a man that I barely know at a hotel, but like he's more than likely going to try something? I'm not going to be down for that. And, whatever happens, happens after that. I can't speak with certainty if I would have been in like incredible amounts of danger or just a little danger, but it would be foolish and naive to actually go over there and go along with that. Anyways, that is the story of my date with an inmate. So, have a good day. You guys run background checks on people. That's all I have to say.